First Minister, thank you very much for giving us your time this morning. When Theresa May returns with her Brexit terms, is it inevitable that the SNP will be using that to push for another independence referendum?
I think there will be another independence referendum. Depending on what Theresa May returns with will influence my judgment on the timing of that. And I'm not going to speculate at this stage. We can talk about the likely outcomes of that, but I will wait until I know for sure before setting out my views on the timing.
Sure. We know certain terms that are on the table and what Theresa May is looking at herself. What Brexit terms do you think that you and your party could vote for that you would say, yeah, this is a better deal than going for another independence referendum just now?
Well, in terms of put the question of an independent, I think there will be another independence referendum for Scotland at some stage.
Regardless of the Brexit outcomes?
Sure, but the timing of that will to some extent depend on the Brexit outcome. But if you're asking me the question, are there any circumstances in which we would vote for the Brexit deal that Theresa May brings back? Our bottom line has always been from the outset of this single market and customs union membership. So I cannot envisage SNP MPs voting for anything that doesn't include that. After all, Scotland voted by 62% to remain in the EU, and anything that takes Scotland out of the single market and customs union, I can't envisage SNP MPs voting for.
Can I just be clear on that though? Would you vote for a Brexit deal that had the idea of Britain staying in the customs union or the single market?
You said I want us to stay in the single market and in the customs union. Now,
would you vote for that proposal?
It doesn't look as if that will be what Theresa May brings back at this stage. I think if these negotiations reach a point of crisis, I think it's still possible to get that back on the table. But we will look at what comes back, but I cannot envisage us voting for anything that doesn't include single market and customs union.
But this is a crucial question, First Minister, because there's abstaining from a vote and there's voting for it. Would you vote for a Brexit deal that had us staying in the customs union and the single market?
That's what we've been arguing for, a position to stay in the single market and customs union. So we would support staying in the single market and customs union. I think at this stage it's not looking to me as if that's what she will bring back from the EU negotiations. Now, that said, if she brings back something that is a bad deal, a no deal or a blind deal Brexit, and the House of Commons doesn't support that, I think everything then is to play for in terms of putting the single market and customs union back on the table.